Let's discuss Vivek Ramaswamy. He's finding out that he's not white, and he's also finding the limits of white approval. Remember Vivek Ramaswamy, he arrived on the Republican scene without ostensibly perfect sales pitch, a biotech millionaire, an anti-woke wonderkin, dead set on disturbing the status quo. He preached meritocracy. You know, they love that, toughness and fierce patriotism. He was an avowed MAGA loyalist. Considering all that, we must ask, why does the GOP hate him? Why does the GOP hate Vivek Ramaswamy? Well, I mean, he's brown and he's Hindu. And so I may as well just end this right here. But I'll digress. We can talk about it more. So as the former Doge co-chief, who was pushed out, by the way, has campaigned to be Ohio's next governor, he has been plagued by vicious, cruel racism from the right. Surprise! The latest episode came earlier this month. It was at a Turning Point USA event. This one was in Montana. One student asked why Ramaswamy masquerades as a Christian. Another demanded, Jesus Christ is God and there is no other God. How can you represent the constituents of Ohio who are 64% Christian if you are not a part of that faith? That's what the student, the young person asked. Well, even conservative Firebrand Ann Coulter said something similar, said that she would not vote for him because he's Indian. She said the quiet part out loud. Those exchanges and exchanges like that and the reactions to them, they're all very telling. They expose the contradiction at the heart of Ramaswamy's political persona. The man who insists America is colorblind, that identity politics is poison, that merit alone determines destiny, is confronted again and again by the brute fact of identity, specifically his own identity. Apparently, Vivek Ramaswamy needs a mirror. Ramaswamy has built his brand on telling white conservatives that they are not racist. He flatters their self-image. He absolves them of guilt and insists the only true oppression in America is wokeness. Yet the same people he has spent 2 years reassuring keep reminding him in subtle and not so subtle ways that he is not one of them. He will never be one of them. He continues to deny systemic racism in America. He insults Black people with a false and disingenuous interpretation of our history and seems completely oblivious to the fact that if it were not for Black people and the civil rights movement, he and his own brown Indian family might not even be here, or at least would not enjoy the rights and opportunities he now takes for granted. So I want you to check out this insulting and outrageous interview that he did with me on CNN, where he distorted the Civil War by claiming that Black Americans earned their freedom thanks to the NRA. That is not only historically false, it is obscene.
But say what you said again.
Black people secured their freedoms after the Civil War. It is a historical fact, Don. Just study it. Only after their Second Amendment rights were secured.
They were not secured their freedoms after the Civil War. That is not, you are discounting Reconstruction. You're discounting a whole host of things that happened after the Civil War when it comes to African Americans, including the whole reason that the Civil Rights Movement happened is because Black people did not secure their freedoms after the Civil War, and that things turned around. People tried to change the freedoms that were supposed to happen.
And you know how they got it? They got their Second Amendment rights, and they actually got, the NRA played a big role in that. But today, Don,
the NRA did not play a big role in
they trained Black Americans how to use firearms.
That's a lie. That's not. The NRA did not play a big role.
This is just historical fact. But
not historical fact.
The part that I
just
find,
because you say it's historical fact,
the part that I find insulting is when you say today Black Americans don't have those rights after we have gone through civil rights revolution in this country.
You are sitting here telling an African American about the rights and what you find insulting about the way I live, the skin I live in every day.
Here's where you and I have a different point of view.
Black and white that Black people don't have in this country, and that Black people do have.
Well, here's where you and I have a different point of view. I think we should be able to express our views regardless of the color of our skin. We should have this debate.
I'm not saying you
without me
views,
regarding you as a Black man,
but
me regarding you as a fellow citizen.
You're
That's
sitting
what I think
here,
we should
whatever ethnicity you are, explaining to me
whatever ethnicity
about
I am, I'll
what
tell
it's
you,
like to be Black.
Whatever
in America.
ethnicity I am, I'll tell you what I am. I'm an Indian American. I'm proud of it. But I think we should have this debate. Black, white doesn't matter.
I think we should have this
on
debate.
The content of the ideas.
If you're going to do it, you should do it in an honest way and in a fair way. And what you're doing is not an honest and fair way.
Okay, so do you want some facts on this? The NRA was founded in 1871 after the Civil War. It was founded by white Union officers seeking to improve marksmanship. It had nothing to do with emancipation, and it remained silent as the Ku Klux Klan unleashed terror across the South. So the idea that the NRA freed the slaves is an insult to every ancestor who bled for liberation. Vivek Ramaswamy's denial of racism is not brave. It is transactional. He has built a career telling white conservatives they are the true victims and that their guilt is unnecessary because racism is over. But the irony is that he has become exactly what Malcolm X once warned us about, a modern-day house Negro, defending the master's house as if it were his own, mistaking the invitation for ownership. This is the bargain that Ramaswamy struck when he chose to make himself the Republican Party's mirror rather than its conscience. He thought that he could transcend identity by rejecting it, that by loudly disavowing diversity, he could prove his own belonging. He confused proximity for acceptance, as they so often do. The folks who tried to cozy up to whiteness. He confused proximity for acceptance. That is the paradox at the heart of Ramaswamy. The harder he performs assimilation, the more glaringly he stands apart. He tries to convince the MAGA base that they can love a brown man who hates identity politics as much as they do. But to many of them, the only identity that truly matters is whiteness. And the only religion worth defending is their own. So his predicament is not new. The GOP has long celebrated model minorities, right? Model minorities, folks who scold liberals about race, so long as they remain ornamental, proof that the right is not racist, so long as their presence never threatens to redefine what the right is, what the party is. So Vivek Ramaswamy misunderstood the assignment, as the kids say here. I've seen this play before. I've seen this movie before. I've sat across from men like him on live television. Smart man, fast talker. Some will call him brilliant, ambitious, desperate to prove that they are the exception. They believe that if they run fast enough from who they are, the finish line will move closer. And it never does. Think about it. Ramaswamy wanted to be the figure who preaches, forget about victimhood, while standing inside a movement built on perpetual grievance, white grievance, that is. The GOP loved him when he was a novelty act, a brown man who made their bigotry feel enlightened. The moment he demanded real power, though, the applause curdled. He got pushed out. He has mistaken the master's invitation for a key to the house. He does not realize that he has been welcomed only so long as he keeps the porch swept and the curtains closed. That is the quiet rule of Republican diversity. You can serve as a shield, but never as a standard bearer. Ramaswamy does not seem to grasp that his usefulness was always contingent on his distance from himself. The party he worships will never let him be more than a guest in its house. And here's the sting, okay? The tragedy is not that they reject him. The tragedy is that he still craves their embrace. He has spent his career trying to convince them that he belongs, and they have spent just as long reminding him that he does not. Thanks everyone for watching. Your support means the world to us. So make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to our channel to make sure that you never ever miss a video. We're live every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We drop even more content at 2 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you want more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon community, where you will receive access to special community posts. You'll get exclusive content and members-only live shows. So head over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching. We appreciate your love and your support, and we will see you next time.